So after a long holidays, again we are starting. We are starting with the sixth chapter, chapter 6, Anatomy of Flowering Plant. In the previous chapter, that is previous to previous chapter, we have studied about the anatomy or morphology of the flowering plant. First we came to know that what the flowering plants are. Flowering plants are other name for all the angiosperm, because it is only the angiosperm which flowers. No other plants, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm or thallophyte, they never flower. So flowering plants are only angiosperm. And the morphology we already studied. We have studied about their roots, stem, leaves, flower, fruits, seeds even. And today we are going to start about the anatomy. Anatomy, what is anatomy? Anatomy is the study of their internal structure. Internal structure. Now, when we were studying about cells in class 9th or previous classes, you came to know that the cells are the basic unit of living beings. That is, whatever we are, that is all because of the cells. So whatever our structure is, that is also made up of cells. We are even studied that cells are the structural and functional unit, or cells are the fundamental unit of life. We have studied that way only, no? Class 9, cells are the structural and functional unit. So that means whatever structure is there, that is all made up of cells. So my hand is made up of cells, my nose is made up of cells, my skin is made up of cells, or rather every part of the body is made up of cells. So when it is true for me, then naturally it is true for the plants also. Okay. So how the cells? Are the cells simply accumulated, grouped together and dumped there to make different structure? Or there are special type of cells? Are the cells modified, or are the cells are alike? Okay. Like when we build a building, any of these building, we are using bricks. All the bricks are alike. There is no difference. It is not that the wall which we are making, that will have a different type of bricks, and the bathroom which we are making will have different type of bricks, and the roof what we are making, roof of course we don't make out of bricks. So the different, they are same, but in the living body the cells are modified to carry out specific functions, and these modifications give them a new term that is called tissues. Okay, so when we talk about the anatomy, we are talking about the arrangement of the tissues, how the internal structure is, how they are made up of. So anatomy of plant is actually more of histology than the anatomy. Now histology kya? Histology is the science of arrangement of the various tissues to make different organs. Okay, arrangement of the tissues. So anatomy in plant is more of a histology. In animals, of course, it differs because there are different organs and systems are there, and these organs and systems are in turn made up of tissues. But in plants, we know that there are not many organ systems. There are certain organs like stem, roots, leaves, etc. So what type of tissues are there, that we have to study in this. So very first thing is we must know about the tissues. Now what are tissues? What are tissues? We already studied about the tissues in class 9, and plant tissues also we studied in class 9. Tissues are a group of cells which have same origin and they perform the similar kind of function. It is written here that a tissue is a group of cells having common origin, that is they all are originated from same place and usually perform a common function, not one function. It is not written that they will perform only one function. There can be multiple functions, but whatever type of functions are performed by those tissues, that will always remain same. So if we talk about the xylem in plants, which is responsible for transport of water and minerals, it will remain like that only. It will not be like that in plants it is, in certain plants it is transporting water and minerals, in some other plants it is transporting food, and some other plants it is storing something, and some other plants it is making the structure. So when we talk about function, all the tissues, all the cells of that tissue will be performing the similar kind of function. Now again, the tissues in the plants are very complicated structure, because it is not like animals. Animals we studied there are only 4 types of tissues. In plants, when we talk about the tissues, first we have to classify them into temporary tissues and permanent tissue. Temporary tissues includes only meristem. And meristem itself is again on the basis of their origin can be divisible into three, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem, or you can also call them as canticle. The permanent tissue, now how the name indicates, that is the temporary tissue are those which were there only for a short period. That means a tissue which was meristem, after some time it become a permanent tissue. So it loses its ability of division. Meristem is a temporary tissue. Meristem is a temporary tissue which has an ability of continuous division. So as it divides and make new cells, those new cells become meristematic and the old cell they become mature and they change to permanent tissue. So that is why we call them a temporary. Okay, like if you go to any of organizations, say for example we got that is the school in which you are studying. So there is a temporary arrangement. Suppose one teacher, Hindi teacher is on leave, sometime I can come to that class to take substitution. So that substitution is a temporary arrangement. I am not going to teach Hindi there. But what I will be doing, I will be asking you to study or do something useful and I will be simply monitoring you. So that is a temporary post, a temporary work, a temporary arrangement. It is the teacher must be on leave for 1 day or two. After that he will come and he will perform his function. So those who are performing the similar kind of function for the long duration, they are called permanent, and those which are carrying out a particular task for a short duration, they are temporary. That is in the general language we are talking about. So temporary will lose their ability later on. Permanent tissues are those which has lost their ability of cell division and they have become permanent. Now they are not changing their role. Whatever role is given to them, that will remain that way only. And that is further divisible into two, that is simple permanent and compound or complex permanent tissue. Now simple permanent are those which are made up of only one kind of cell, that is all the cells are alike. Okay, so now we can categorize them into parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So they got only one kind of cell, that is all the cells are alike and they are performing similar kind of function. Whereas complex permanent are those which are having more than one kind of cells and they are performing also different type of functions. So they are of two types, xylem and phloem. Now xylem is made up of four types of cells, that is the tracheids, vessels, then xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers or xylem sclerenchyma. Phloem again are made up of four types of cells. Out of that xylem parenchyma, and similarly there will be phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. The main tissue which is responsible for the transport of food are vertical sieve tube, and there are another type of cells which are found along with the sieve tube to control their function. They are called companion. So all these are the actually different type of tissues which are the tissue in the plants are actually divisible into two, that is the temporary temporary and permanent. Temporary are those which are meristematic, which are in the state of continuous cell division, and on the basis of their location they are divisible into three types, that is the apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. On the basis of their origin, again we can give them name as the primary meristem and secondary meristem. Primary meristem is the one which is primarily meristematic. They are born as a meristematic, whereas secondary meristem are those which were initially carrying out some other type of function, but as per need they have changed from that permanent tissue, either from parenchyma or collenchyma, into meristematic. So those type are called secondary meristem. So the lateral one, that is the cambium, is actually a secondary meristem. Okay, whereas the apical and intercalary are primary meristem, or they are actually on the basis of their origin they are called primary meristem. The meristem tissues के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. We will study about the meristem. What is meristem? Meristems are all where they will be found. Location. Meristems are found in the growing part of the plants, wherever growth is taking place, and we know that the growth is primarily because of the addition of new cells. So the new cells will be added by meristem. The meristem is responsible for addition of new cells. So new cells are required in the place of growth, in the place of repair, in the place of regeneration, in the place of reproduction. So these are the parts where the meristem is required. Okay, now meristem, the cells of the meristem are the young tissue, very newly formed cells. So they will have a thin cell wall, they will have vital protoplasm, they will have nucleus very active. The nucleus in a state of continuous cell division. Vacuoles are large because they will be storing. Sorry, vacuoles are small because they are newly formed. Okay, and the cell wall itself is thin. Okay, so these are the features, and the shape of the cells of the meristem can be round, oval, or spherical, etc. Okay. Now, meristem is divisible into three regions or three types on the basis of their location. That meristem which is found at the tip of the stem, tip of the branch, tip of the roots, they are called apical meristem, and they are responsible for giving growth in height, okay, or in breadth. Or in case of root, it is leading to depth. Okay, so those meristem which are found at the tip are called apical meristem. If you cut the apical meristem, the plant's growth will be checked. Okay, so those people who are culturing the plants for bonsai, they are actually cutting their tips. So this property of the tip to grow is called apical. That is called, wait a minute, I'll come back to it. Apical dominance, sorry. Okay, so that apical dominance. Now you might have seen there are plants in which is used for making hedges, the boundary walls, or certain type of designs. If you have come to school, you might have seen in the KG block there are some elephant and some ducks and some other structures are made. If you go to Chambal Garden, the hedging which are there on both the sides of the pavement, they are actually made by those plants which the apical dominance is checked. Now what happens when we cut the apical branches, that is the tip of the plant, they give branches, okay? So the number of branches will increase. Those branches also you cut, then further more branches will, so it will become dense, it will have large number of branches, and that is what is used for making hedges. So apical dominance, apical meristem is clear, apical dominance is clear, the structure of the cells are clear, and their function is clear. Next is intercalary. Intercalary meristems are found at the base of the bud, or rather the buds are there because of these type of meristem. Now suppose there is a stem and here is a bud, and from this, now this is sugarcane or any of the monocot plant. Okay, so you might have seen the leaves are actually formed by there, or if it is a neem tree or a mango tree or a rose plant or any herb, then you will find that there are some places from where the new branches are given out. So these branches are actually formed from the bud. So at the base of the bud, at the base of the bud there are some type of meristematic tissues, and these meristematic tissues are responsible for giving the external appendages from there, which may be either a branch or a leaf or a flower or any type of appendages. Okay, so these are actually formed by the intercalary meristem. So intercalary meristem is not regular. It will be found at number of places, that is at each node, at the base of the node, and between the node, that is the internodal spaces, there is no intercalary meristem present. Okay, the third one is the lateral meristem is actually found in the, suppose this is the stem. So this was the place where apical meristem was there. Apical meristem. This was the place. This was the place where intercalary meristem, ICM, and these are the places where the gilt is increased. So this is the lateral meristem, LM, or we can also call them as cambium. Cambium is responsible for giving xylem and phloem, and this is also responsible for increasing the girth of the plant, thickness of the plant. Okay, so these are the different type of meristem. We already studied about the structure of the meristem. Now, children, this is not in the course for this year, but just without studying tissues, how can you study the histology? How can you study the anatomy? That is why I am just teaching and I am just revising what you have studied in class 9th. Okay, now you can repeat the video number of time and you can make your notes, or you can learn it. Again, the videos will be uploaded, so that will be a facility for you, and that is why I'm running fast. Okay, now the temporary, the second one is the permanent tissue. Now permanent tissue, the temporary tissue was specifically responsible for cell division and to increase the number of cells, and that was responsible for the growth and development and repair and regeneration and reproduction. New cells are required for all these purposes. Okay. Now where the growth is not required, where there is some specific function is required, the cells lose their ability of cell division and they become permanent. So what the word permanent means, that is those cells which have lost their ability to divide. Now they are offered the two types, that is the simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent are those tissues which are made up of only one kind of cells. Complex permanent, I said, those which are made up of more than one. The two type of tissues which are written there, that is the xylem and phloem, both are having 4 type of cells. Okay, now simple permanent में सबसे पहले पढ़ते हैं the parenchyma. Parenchyma is the most abundant tissue in the plant. Most abundant tissue. Okay. Now the cells of the parenchyma are round, spherical, oval, polygonal, whatever type of structure, as and when, wherever it is required, accordingly the structure will be there. The cell wall is thin, nucleus is there, they are living cells. Those were also living and these are also living. They will remain living all through their life. Okay? So protoplasm is active and a lot of activities are going on there. Okay? Now parenchyma is actually a tissue which is used for filling the space. What is meant by that? Say for example, wherever you have to carry out a specific task, so according to the requirement you choose some things, and when those things are done, the rest of the space is filled with some rubbish. Okay, I can take some example like that. Suppose you are making, suppose you got a thermocol or you got a casserole we all have got. Now the casserole has got 2 layers. The outer layer is made up of plastic wall and the inner layer is made up of steel wall. These are actually meant for structure, and in between that there is a heat resistant substance is filled. So these heat resistant substance is a filler. Similarly, parenchyma is a filler. Wherever there is no other tissues specifically required, you fill parenchyma there. ठीक है. Where no other specific tissue is required, you fill parenchyma. Now specific tissue क्या है? That is xylem is specific, phloem is specific, epidermis is specific, collenchyma or sclerenchyma is specific because they are carrying out some specific task. Those tasks cannot be carried out by any other. So those tissues you have to give them place, positions, locations, and the rest of the place you have to fill with parenchyma. So parenchyma is found in the cortex, parenchyma is found in the intercalary tissue, parenchyma is found in the pith, parenchyma is found in the xylem, parenchyma is found in the phloem. So parenchyma is everywhere. Now function of the parenchyma is, first of all, it is occupying the space, filling the space, most importantly. Secondly, it stores food. Now when I talk about the food, that means it is not necessarily food also, it is also even store waste. Okay. Third, since we have studied the cell wall is thin, so from there the things can easily transport by a process of called diffusion. They will not provide too much of hindrance. So the things can easily flow through it. So they are also responsible for the lateral conduction. Okay. Where and when required, they can even modify into meristem. Now, the cells of the parenchyma can even modify into two different ways. First, parenchyma can show two types of modification. Where I should write, I will take it here. And the first is chlorenchyma. And the second is arenchyma. Chlorenchyma are those parenchyma in which large number of chloroplasts are there. Large number of chloroplasts are there, which will be giving them green color, and they will be primarily responsible for the food production. So all the leaves, young stems, number of fruits, sepals, and many other parts of the plants which are green, they are green because of the chlorenchyma. And the second one is, that is arenchyma. Now as the name indicates, arenchyma, that is they have got air spaces, air cavities, air pockets. So that means the cells of the parenchyma are large, and in between the parenchyma there will be holes, blocks or pockets in which no tissue is present. So it becomes spongy and the air can fill there. So you might have seen some of the aquatic plants in which the leaves are spongy, and this spongy leaves gives them buoyancy. For example, water hyacinth. So we got plenty of water hyacinth in our city, and it's a havoc, it's a problem. So you just take any of the, when they cut these plants and put it at the roadside, sometime when you are passing from there at the Talab KST, then you can stop and you can see the structure of a water hyacinth leaf. So you will find it is a hollow, it is a spongy, and it has got air blocks. So this can it will provide buoyancy. Okay, so that is all about the parenchyma. Next is collenchyma. Now, the shape of the parenchyma, I said, it can be round or spherical or oval or polygonal or whatever type. Whereas the arenchyma are generally spherical. Now this is spherical, and now you see they have got a specific arrangement. The cells are living, nucleus is there, active cells. Where are they found? They are found only in the young branches of dicot plants. They are found only in the young branches of dicot plant. Now, the cell wall are thickened at these places. Okay, these are called intercellular space. So, intercellular space is actually filled with the cell wall, the thickening of the cell wall. So, there is no intercellular space left in them. There is no intercellular space left in them, rather the intercellular space is filled with the cell wall. So now what happens? What happens? It gives them rigidity, not rigidity, it gives them flexibility. Okay, you all might have used ropes sometime or other in your life. You all might have used ropes in some time or other in your life. और ropes जो होती हैं, they have got number of threads which are woven together or which are actually what you call encircled together. So what happens? I got rope here, no? Sutli here. No, it's not actually free, otherwise I could have shown. Okay, now what happens when these ropes are used? So there are space in between. There are space. They are not whole. चलो ये है. I got this wire, 1 wire, 2 wire, 4 wire. When I make these wires, so they are not solid. Rather there is a space in between. So they have flexibility. You can turn it in any different ways. Okay, but had there no space, had it been a thick, ये 4 वायर के बराबर का थिक रॉड ले लेता हूँ, then will you be able to bend it? No flexibility will be there. Now come to the other thing. Even the flexibility is there, it is tough. So you might have seen that ropeway. कहीं ना कहीं तो आप गए होंगे जहाँ रोपवे देखा होगा, नहीं देखा होगा हमारे शहर में चंबल गार्डन यू माइट हैव गॉन. देयर इज दैट वो झूला है, लक्ष्मण झूला, ठीक है. वी गॉट इवन और हैंगिंग ब्रिज. ऑल दीज आर रेस्टिंग ऑन रोप्स. सो दैट मीन्स द रोप्स हैज टू बी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. Now how the strength is there? Strength is there because of the individual wires. But one wire cannot provide strength. So we have taken so many wires and woven them. Now why we have taken so many wires and woven them? Why not one rod? So if we take the rod, there is no flexibility. When we take wires, since there is space between them, so there is a flexibility. So you see your cycle or motorcycle or car, whatever you are using, they have got number of ropes which are used for the brakes and clutch and all. So whenever you are pressing clutch or whenever you are applying brake, the brake is reaching up to the wheel through the wires. Okay? So this is all in the similar way. This is providing flexibility with the strength. In the similar way, the collenchyma is providing flexibility with the strength. So now what happens whenever you जब चलते फिरते आप किसी पेड़ की डाली पकड़ के खींच लेते, you bring it till down and leave, and it again go back to its original position. Whenever monkey jumps on a branch, you will find that the branch is bent and then again come back to original position. Whenever a buffalo some itching there, वो जाके किसी पेड़ से रगड़ते and पेड़ हिलता and again come back to its original position. All those are dipod young stem. Young stem of the dipod have collenchyma. So the collenchyma is providing flexibility. The peduncle which is there in the leaf, the stalk which is connecting the leaf to the stem, this stalk is called collenchyma. So whenever breeze is flowing, this peduncle it moves, but again it comes back to original place. So all this flexibility with the strength, though it is flexible but it is strong. A monkey can jump, but the branch will not break. It will go back to its original. When you have pulled a branch, the branch came with you, but no sooner you leave, it go back there. It is not that you applied force and the branch broke. Okay? So flexibility with the strength wherever is required, collenchyma is there. Flexibility with strength, collenchyma is there. Okay? So that's all for today, children. Tomorrow's class I will finish the tissue and then we will start with tissue system and then histology. That's all, children. Thank you. Good day.